sports fans, and welcome to the latest Breath of Fresh Air Shorty with your host, Charles Taylor. So, on this one, we're going to talk about, I'm going to mention Antonio Brown. I know he's been in the news a lot lately, and there's probably a little bit of fatigue when it comes to mentioning his name. But it's not going to be as much about Antonio Brown as it is about just players just doing dumb S, and y'all can spell out the S and what that word is. But we'll first start off with Antonio Brown and this latest claim that came out yesterday in an article from Sports Illustrated. So, as we all know, he's being sued, and there was a lawsuit brought against him by I guess, his ex trainer, Brittany Taylor, on rape and sexual assault charges uh, on three separate occasions. In Sports Illustrated, there was an article that came out with a second claim of misconduct from somebody Brown hired to paint a mural of himself back in 2017 when he was still with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, I'm first off, let me say this. This will kind of feed off of what Patrick Brackett's Shorty was about on Friday. So, really, if you're Antonio Brown, you have to be smarter. I mean, it's pretty much turned into a situation where he just feels entitled and just to get whatever he wants. And if he doesn't, then he's going to cry and try to force his way to get that. Now, on the bigger scale, kind of feeding off of Patrick Shorty, Patrick had said, you got to be smarter. You have to make sure you don't put yourself in these situations. You are a NFL player who is making millions and millions and millions of dollars. You get paid to play a sport. There are many people who would love to be in your position. And that's where I am going with this episode, with this Shorty. Antonio Brown, to me, when you look at his story, and I've said it before on multiple shows, he was a sixth-round draft choice from Central Michigan back in 2010. And he has worked his way to become, in my estimation, the best wide receiver in football. Again, you can say what you want about Julio Jones for the Atlanta Falcons or DeAndre Hopkins for the Houston Texans. I know people want to put Odell Beckham Jr. in there, and he's a dynamic playmaker when he does have the ball in his hands. But for me, Antonio Brown is the best receiver in football. And he worked his way up to become that, and it seemed like ever since that Facebook Live video he had when he was with the Steelers, that Facebook Live video where he was seen recording himself during the coach Mike Tomlin's speech after they won a playoff game in Kansas City back in 2017 or to the 2016-2017 season. Everything has just changed. He's constantly in trouble. He's constantly in the news for the wrong reasons. But to me, Antonio Brown is the latest of cases where you have a whole bunch of these athletes who get into these positions where they are making all this money, but then they'll mess around and put their careers in danger from doing dumb stuff. I don't understand why you would put yourself in that position to where you would throw all that hard work, all that dedication you put into a sport away. Why would you do that? That makes no sense to me. Again, there are many, many, many people who would love to be in the position where they can get paid lots and lots of money to play a sport, to go out there and have their job as working out and playing a sport that a lot of these guys claim to love. I just never understood why you would want to put yourself in that position. I mean, I'm out here grinding. Patrick's out here grinding. I have friends, countless friends, who are out here grinding, trying to get to a position where they can even come close to the money a lot of these guys see in a game. I mean, these people are making six figures a game. They're signing multi-million dollar contracts, $30 million per year. The basketball contracts. Don't get me started on the NBA contracts. My gosh, quarterback money is ridiculous. Baseball money is ridiculous. and they are doing this. They're getting paid for playing a sport. All I'm saying is this: there are many, many, many people who would love to be in those positions these players are in. And if you get into that position and you are putting yourself in danger by throwing it away over some mess that could easily be avoided, it makes me sick. It really disgusts me to see players like Antonio Brown continuously get into mess that shouldn't even be getting into. It's ridiculous. It's disgusting. It's been a problem ever since I can remember. And honestly, this is why. Well, this is part of the reason why Patrick and I will go on here and say sports is part of life. It's not life itself. And some of the issues you see on sports is what goes on in life today. So to see a person who has made that status of becoming the best receiver in football or the best quarterback or whatever the case may be and put themselves in a position where they can just throw it all away by doing something stupid like allegedly sexually harassing women, sexually assaulting women, or getting DUIs or whatever the case is, or drug use, steroid use, PED usage. It makes me sick. It's disgusting. And all I can sit back and do is shake my head on it because these are these are opportunities not everybody is going to get to see. They're making money a lot of people would never see in their lives, including myself, most likely. So hopefully I can get there. I think we all hope we can, but I mean, if we're being realistic about it, I mean, are we gonna get? Too many of us are not gonna get $30 million per year contracts, but it's just sickening, and I just felt compelled to say something about it because it, it's gross. I'm at a loss for words. I just can't get it. Like I said, Antonio Brown is the latest of cases where you're seeing players potentially throw all that hard work away for doing dumb stuff, and it just makes me sick. Well, that's what I'm breathing on today. Y'all make sure y'all hit the subscribe button on the Breath of Fresh Air YouTube channel, and continue to check it out on the other social media pages, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter. We will post on there, and one of these days, Patrick and I will be back together on a normal webcast. So until then, everybody take care. Happy Tuesday, and we will talk later this